Hey guys, Czar here. Hope all is well and trust you're having a good morning. It is 9:29. We've got about 30 seconds to go until the New York opens, and here we are with the very typical and boring setup that I do every single day. It is the three sisters, the NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow 1-minute chart with VWAP, volume weighted average price in the middle, 2.5 standard deviations going into the New York session. I like to look for things like relative strength, relative weakness, divergence, synchronicity, things of that nature between these three. Really, these days, these two, the NASDAQ and the S&P, since the Dow's been marching to its own drummer here. The Dow, of course, being an index of a price-weighted index, different than the market cap-weighted indexes or indices over here. It's only 30 industrial stocks, whereas these two have significant overlap, of course, between 500 stocks and the 100 that are in the NASDAQ. But I've done separate videos on that, so I won't get into that today. You can see we are now open on the New York session. There's the first 1-minute candle forming. I'll be patient here on the open as always, waiting to see this little tug of war. And it is quite little this morning play out here between the bulls and the bears, the buyers and the sellers, the good and evil, the longs and shorts, and we will see where we go here this morning. These are the daily charts for the three sisters, NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow from left to right. You can see that we've been rallying out of this significant 17% sell-off on the NASDAQ for the last few sessions in a messy sort of way for most. Thursday of last week was a big one. Today's Tuesday, by the way. And then we had a couple of more grindy sort of days, although by historical standards, these are pretty big moves, but not so big compared with the last 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions of last week, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. As you can see, giant candles there. It's almost become the norm, and that's when, of course, we had the big VIX spikes all in through here, as a matter of fact, in volatility. Similar chart on the S&P, a little different here on the Dow. Well, as I mentioned, I'm for the most part ignoring the Dow and focusing on these two for the dance, if you will, between those. The power grid guys, NASDAQ, daily chart top left, the 30-minute chart bottom left, and the 1-minute chart here on the right-hand side. We are pushing above from the open range here on the NASDAQ back to the three sisters, NASDAQ, S&P, same thing, and Dow coming back up into the open range. And we'll let this play out for a while. I'm not jumping all over this, especially since here in the pre-market we had this very substantial up move. We are a bit extended now. That does not mean it has to pause and reverse here, not by any stretch of the imagination. This daily is looking decidedly bullish, and we could certainly rally all the way up into here, maybe even up into here, maybe even up into here. Who knows? I don't mean that today, by the way. In fact, I don't believe that's going to happen for a moment. Just getting back here to the high of last week would be 800 points on the NASDAQ. It's unlikely we're going to do that today, but you get the idea. Pushing up. We are in a bullish formation on the daily. Very bullish formation, of course, on the 30-minute chart, and a bullish formation, sequential wave uptrend on the 1-minute chart. But I'm not going to jump all over longs here just because we happen to be pushing up from the open. And if it pushes up here without me, guys, no big deal. I'm okay. That's not missing a trade. It's missing a move, and that's just fine. If things don't set up here exactly how I need them to set up based on my model, there is no trade. There's only a move that happened in the market. I don't worry about moves that happen without me participating. That's a non-event to me, because there'll be another one around the corner. Maybe even during this video. We'll see. All right, guys, watching now, pulling back. I'm going to drop down to the 30-second chart here. I just want to see a little bit more detail. Yeah, there it is. Not necessary, by the way, to use the 30-second chart. It's just something that I prefer sometimes when things are really busy. So just waiting here, guys. Pull back to the open range here. I'm not going to do anything here. I'm going to wait for this to play out. This is an extended move here, and it makes me a little nervous to participate at this point. But this could be going higher. And back to the three sisters here, guys. Well, this is some alignment here in the bullish case, guys, even though we get this extended move that I showed you, of course, here, and now even on the daily for the Dow, we are pushing up. But I'm going to be super patient here. I want to see this grind out a little bit more and see that back and forth happen. now pulling back into the open range for now. If we get a break above the session high here, I might get interested again, but I have to see what's happening with the rest of the price action and with the three sisters and things at that time. I'll put you on pause, guys, and bring you back as things firm up here a little bit, if they do. We may even have to look at a short here a little bit later on, who knows. All right, guys, watching now, you see what's happening on the NASDAQ and the S&P. Here we go. Getting a bit more interested here now. All right, this is just a marker right now. Just a marker. All right, buy stop order, guys, right there. Mid candle. Looking for 1 hour. Not in yet. Not in yet. Candle closes in 2 seconds. Now, looking for that break. And I'm in, guys. And I'm in. Looking for a fairly quick 1 hour here, hopefully. No guarantees, of course. Bullish daily, bullish 30, bullish 1 minute with a break and retest and resumption after a nice bottoming tail here on the 1 minute chart inside of the open range. Positive moving average configuration tagged the 21 EMA and then broke back above, 9 above the 21, and the 9 squeezing into the 21 on the pullback into the 21. Hopefully you can see that clearly there. I'm going to manage this very dynamically. If I get a chance, we get beyond the halfway point, I'm likely to move to break even. And now to break even. Stop to break even. High chance of being stopped out here, but I'm okay with it. Just going to protect this on this Tuesday. Given that this is a fairly, or actually a very extended move in through the second part of the UK session. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th 30-minute candle, bullish candle. But that daily torque and energy is really helping this thing along for now. And one more push should do it. And there it is, guys. Thanks for being with me. Again, this is a market open play, trend continuation, bullish daily, bullish 30, bullish 1 minute, pullback, retest right to the 21, tagging below, bottoming tail, break above, and resumption of the trend higher. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon.